From Columbia City to the District of Columbia, from the House to the Senate, we met one man who wants Jim Banks to stay a fighter.
A fighter. I want somebody that's going to go to Washington and they're going to be a fighter for me, for our community.
Years ago, Damian Stafford went to the old Columbia City High School with Jim Banks.
Seemed like he just always knew something that the rest of us didn't.
Stafford sees Banks' same knowingness at work in Washington.
It's like when you're going into that room in those conferences, he's asking those questions that need to be asked.
Indiana deserves a conservative senator fighting for us, and that was what I was running to be.
Stafford wants to see Banks the fighter go to work in the Senate.
In fact, I think the Senate, we should be fighting more. There's been too much go along to get along in Washington. You don't get that with him. So that's something I'm hoping he goes in there and shakes it up.
It's a whole different place.
I asked Joe Donnelly, Indiana's last Democratic senator, if fighters can succeed in the Senate.
Well, it helps to have strong core beliefs. At the same time, you have to work with 99 other people to accomplish things.
Donnelly praised Banks for his ability to reach across the party aisle.
And so we worked together on a lot of national security issues for our country, on important issues for Indiana, for Fort Wayne, such as the Guard Air Base in Fort Wayne. We worked hand in glove on that to make sure that it was a strong outcome, not only for Indiana, but for the country. I always found Jim to be a really good partner to work with.
And Purdue Fort Wayne professor Mike Wolf wouldn't be surprised if Northeast Indiana gets more attention from Washington than it does from the Indiana State House.
Sometimes Indianapolis doesn't even recognize Fort Wayne necessarily as part of Indiana. So it'll be nice to maybe have the national focus on the second largest city in the state and a huge community and important economic driver.
Stafford trusts Banks to remember where he comes from.
Columbia City, Indiana has a fighter in the Senate. That says something.
If the snow's not bad enough, the city on a virtual lockdown because of that, the Capitol Hill itself, because of security, is on a virtual lockdown. No visitors allowed this January 6th. We asked Jim Banks about that coming up tonight at 11, but coming up tonight at 6, we find out what his plans are as senator. From Washington, Dirk Rowley, WANE 15 News.